we've landed in St Helens, which is a stone's throw from Fraser Island in beautiful Queensland. I'll be catching up with Jeff Atkinson on his family-run farm, which amongst many things grows some of the best pineapples in the world. Jeff, can you take me back to the beginning? Like, how did you get into pineapple farming?
Well, actually, in 1988, we bought this as a cane farm.
Oh, right.
And then we had a few dry years. We didn't have irrigation, so we decided to go into pineapples. My father, all my life growing up, grew pineapples, but that was all. So we were sort of trying other crops and bought it as a sugarcane farm. When we hit some dry years and prices were down a bit, we decided to go into some pineapples, and that's where it's come from.
So I guess farming's always been in the family for you. Did you go to school and think I'm going to be a farmer when I leave, or?
Oh, I did, yeah. Probably when I was younger, I wasn't that keen on pineapples.
Yeah.
But then I actually went into trucks for a while. I carted livestock, cattle.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I did that for quite a few years, and then this farm came up for sale, and I reckon I could afford it, so I bought it. We've probably got about 60, 70 acres of pineapples. Obviously, we still do some sugar cane. My son's grows some cotton. We do soybeans as a break crop. Another son, he has cattle. So there's a bit of a mixture there with it all.
And you don't need to go to the supermarket by the sounds of it. You just got everything here. Give me a bit of a life cycle of a pineapple. How long does it take for me to go into the shops and buy one?
Yeah, look, they are a hardy plant, and obviously it starts off with one of these pineapple tops. So that gets cut off the pineapple or broken off, depends where it goes.
So when I buy a topless pineapple,
yep,
that's the tops are here? And
yeah, tops are here, and that gets planted in the ground. And as you'll see, the roots come out around the bottom here. So you put that in the ground, and they can sit there for 2-3 months, and then plant that into moist ground and it'll grow.
Oh, really?
Yep. So.
And you just leave them sitting there on the top?
Yeah, until we're ready to plant. And we have sort of planting windows that we like to work into, so we'll pick them up when we're ready to go, and the ground's ready, and plant, and then away it goes. 18 months to 2 years before you'll pick your first pineapple.
Wow, 2 years?
So that's taken, 18, 20 months to get to there.
That's a long time.
So it is a long time for one plant, one pineapple.
Wow, so when we go and buy a pineapple, that's 2 years of love and care from you until it's got to the shop.
Yeah, that's correct.
What makes a good pineapple?
Oh, a good sweet pineapple is one that's got a little bit of colour and obviously good eating. These here are a hybrid pineapple. They're what you call an Jubilee. They're low acid, and they have double the vitamin C of all the other pineapples.
I think there is a few different varieties of pineapples.
Yeah, look, there's quite a few actually. There's plenty, but the main ones in Queensland would be your normal smooth cayenne, which is often grown for golden circle and summertime in your fruit shops. And then there's Jubilee, Festival and Carnival.
Every time I buy a pineapple, it's always just sweet and delicious. Have you got some kind of regulation to make sure the pineapples that are at a certain grade before they go off to the supermarket? Look,
yeah, the chain stores require it to be above a 12.5 bricks, which is the sugar content in it. It doesn't come under that. There can be a reject process.
It's got to be to a certain sweetness before you can...
Yeah.
Jeff, I've always associated pineapples with Queensland.
Yeah, the old saying is they love to grow where people want a holiday right on the coast. So, and they're always on the coastal fringes, so that's where pineapples grow.
That's why there's always a little pineapple coming out of the cocktails.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
So you pick these, top goes off?
Yeah, you can break the top off. When we're picking them in a large scale, we'll cut that top off, but I'll just break it off today and put it on the plant there.
Doesn't matter how long that sits there, you can replant that?
Oh, I'd go up to 3 months is fine, yeah. Oh. Do you want me to cut him and try him?
I thought you'd never ask.
Yeah. So I'll cut him on a bit of an angle. There he is.
Look at that.
Yeah. You want to have a taste?
I would love, I'd love some. Thank you. 2 years to get to this?
Yeah, 2 years to get to that, or roughly, 18 months to 2 years in that window.
You can taste the sweetness. It's just absolutely delicious. They're just so sweet. Like, I remember as a kid, pineapples, I'd eat so many that my tongue would you'd kind of take the roof off your mouth almost.
They were pineapples with high acid, yeah.
Very, very sweet, very juicy.
And these are a smaller pineapple, but they're very sweet, and I don't think anything comes near them as far as sweetness and low acid and that. So, you know, a little bit smaller in size, but still a good sized pineapple to put in the fridge, fits in well, so not too big. So,
good things come in small packages.
Yep, that's it, and this is one of them.
Look, Jeff, this has been, like, I am fascinated. This is a, you know, beautiful farm here. You must be really proud of what you've created here. Do you reckon we can grab a couple of pineapples for me to take back to the kitchen to knock up a couple of recipes?
Yeah, not a problem. There's some ripe ones in here in this patch that we're walking beside, so we can find a couple, no problem.
Great.
Yep.
I had the most amazing day with Jeff and his sons at the pineapple farm. I think I was really blown away to learn all about the growing process and to find out that this guy takes nearly 2 years to grow. I've got a whole new appreciation for pineapples, and while I've always loved cooking with them, they're really versatile. You can use them for things like donuts, upside down cakes. They're good in sweet or savoury and salads. Today, we are going off to Mexico. I'm going to make a pineapple and jalapeno hot sauce. This is a pretty simple recipe, and of course, we're going to start with one of Jeff's beautiful pineapples. So I'm just going to remove the skin from the pineapple, and I always find the best way is to just top and tail. Give yourself a flat surface to work with, and then I just slice down the outside. Just trim away any little green parts. Now with the skins, I'm popping these into a bowl because you can actually use these for other recipes. There's a Mexican drink called tepache, which is really simple to make. All you do is pop these skins into a fermenting jar with some brown sugar and some cinnamon and some water, and leave it on your bench for a couple of days, and it will become beautiful and bubbly. And it's a really lovely, low alcoholic drink. And it's making something that would, you know, normally go in the bin. It's giving it a second life. So now that we've got all the skin from the pineapple, I'm just going to remove the core because we don't want that really kind of fibrous core in our hot sauce. And I find the best way is to just quarter it. And you can see here where the core is. It kind of shows you that little round. And with a really steady hand and a sharp knife, just slice down and cut that fibrous core out and pop that in our little fermenting dish here. That can go into the tepache drink as well. So just repeat that with the other parts of the pineapple. And now all I need to do is just clunk these up into some chunks. While I'm at it, I'm going to pop on my pan to heat up to get that nice and hot, because we're going to cook the pineapple before it goes in the hot sauce. This just kind of intensifies the sweetness. So quarters become eighths, and then I simply just run the knife through into some nice chunky pieces. Pop the pineapple chunks into the pan. So pineapple's in, sizzling away. I've got a brown onion that I've just sliced up. Pop that in. You'll need some extra virgin olive oil, just a dash, just to kind of get it cooking in the pan. And of course, a hot sauce needs some heat. So I'm using some jalapenos with this recipe. And you can make this as hot or as mild as you like. I'm using 4 really nice jalapenos. I'm leaving the seeds in because I love chili, but if you don't love that kind of spicy hit too much, you can take the membrane and the seeds out. I'm just going to slice up the jalapenos into some chunky rings. And they can go in with our pineapple. A couple of other aromatics for our hot sauce. I've got a couple of cloves of garlic, and something that I love pairing with pineapple is some fresh ginger. So I'm simply going to just slice this up. It's all going to get blended later on, so you don't need to cut things too fine. Our ginger and garlic goes in. And just give that a toss around, maybe 4 or 5 minutes until everything's nice and soft and starting to become really lovely and sweet. Our pineapples are looking lovely, caramelised. They've gone beautiful and sweet. You need to grab a blender. And all I'm going to do is pop all of our pineapple and chili mixture into the blender. So with our hot sauce at the minute, we've got sweet and we've got hot, and we need to kind of balance this out. So a good hit of seasoning, some sea salt flakes, and we need some acidity. So I've got some apple cider vinegar, and just to stay on that Mexican theme, I'm also going to use the juice of a lime. And just squeeze that in. So with this hot sauce, I'm going to add in some fresh coriander and a whole bunch of fresh coriander, because all of these things just make sense. Pineapples, limes, chili, coriander complete the picture. Just to help the blender, I'm going to just chop up coriander really roughly and pop in a whole bunch. And it's as simple as that. 5, 6 ingredients, all in the blender. All you need to do now is blitz this until it's beautiful and smooth and really silky. Our hot sauce is looking pretty good, beautiful and smooth. It's hot in taste and it's still hot in temperature. All you need to do is grab a sterilised jar. So with this hot sauce, you could strain it if you wanted a really kind of runny hot sauce like a Tabasco, but I really like the texture of this. It's perfect to spoon on things like roast pork, chicken tacos, put it in sandwiches, you can use it in dips. It's really nice put in a Bloody Mary as well. So I'm going to leave it just as is. Pretty good measuring. There's always a little bit left for the chef in here. So good. I've made this thousands of times. It's got a real kick to it, but it's it's kind of sweet, and then it's tangy, and then it's hot. It's really fragrant, and you literally can slather this on anything. When I was walking around the farm with Jeff, he did mention that pineapples love to grow in areas that people tend to love holidaying and sitting by the pool in. And I reckon with this recipe, all I've really done is given Jeff's Aussie pineapples a little trip to Mexico. That is my pineapple and jalapeno hot sauce.